Good morning, everyone. It's day 2 here in Pokhara, but today we're not going to stay in Pokhara. We're going to Landruk. It's a village near Landruk and we're going there for a short trek. We didn't have our breakfast in Pokhara because we were planning to have it in Nodara, from where we were supposed to initially start our trek. But the locals in Nodara suggested us to start the trek from Kade instead, so we took a route from Sarankot to reach Nodara and had some breakfast in Nodara and went to Kade and parked our car right there. From there we started the trek. Talking about Kade is a very popular starting point of many treks like Annapurna Base Camp and Murti Himal, and it's a popular trekking route, so you'll find a lot of people there. It took us about 1.5 hours from Kade to reach Australian camp. The initial climb is a bit uphill, but you get used to it. Australian camp trek is a trek which is appropriate for beginners, since you'll just have to walk 1.5 hours from Kade, and the elevation of Australian camp is 2060 meters. On a clear day, you can get to see sunrise from Australian camp and a panoramic view of the Annapurna range. Therefore, it's a good place to start out. From Australian camp, we headed downhill towards Pothana, which was our second destination. And to reach Pothana, it took us about 30 to 45 minutes, depending upon the speed. I think this one was the shortest path. Pothana is the point where you reach if you start the trek from Nodara. From Nodara you go to Dampus, then from Dampus you reach Pothana. So it's the middle ground where people from Australian camp and Dampus meet when you're trekking both Murti Himal or Annapurna Base Camp or Landruk. It was pretty hot, so we needed some refreshments, and we continued the walk from Pothana towards Deurali. So from Deurali, there are two separate ways, and if you go downhill, then you go down towards Tolka, from where you can reach Landruk, and if you go uphill, then that's the route of Murti Himal trek, and the next point that you'd be looking for would be Forest Camp. The trail was fairly well marked and you would not get much confused over here, and even there are lots of tea houses on the way, and there are a couple of new ones being built. This is a very popular trekking route these days, especially Murti Himal. That's why it's been developed really well, so you don't have to worry about anything if you need some food or you need some water. And we decided to take a break in Deurali and have our lunch, because it had been almost 3 to 4 hours since we started walking and we needed some energy to continue the trek. Suddenly what happened was the weather started changing, and we were expecting some rain on the weather forecast also. So this is the Mardi route, and this is the way we're going, because we're going towards Landruk. While going downhill from Deurali, we did experience some drizzling here and there, and we were fearing if it would rain. We just reached the straight road, and before we even reached Tolka, it started raining heavily, so we had to take a stop over, and there were no tea houses along this way. The places were closed, but we rested for a while and then we reached Tolka. After reaching Tolka, we had to cross this bridge to get to the other side towards Landruk. We had no idea how long it would take from here, because when we asked people, we got mixed reviews from people. Someone was saying it's going to take an hour, someone was saying it's going to take 2 hours, and it had already been 5 to 6 hours since we walked. And then we saw this board. I was so happy, but till now no idea where Landruk is. It's just way too bad.
Stop.
Oh my god. Wow. After witnessing that view, I got pumped up with motivation, and then we reached Landruk in no time and checked into this beautiful property. After COVID, we were the first customers they received. So it was great, and this view compensated for all those hours of long walking and all that irritation, annoyance, the rain and everything. And this was how our room looked like. It was pretty basic, but for the price you're paying, I would not complain much. Then we went to have our dinner since we were super hungry and I had a lot of food. Then we just went to sleep. That's it for this video. Thank you for watching. I hope you all enjoyed it, and yeah, goodbye. Please do like, share and subscribe the channel. Stay tuned for another video.